Well, the thing about Marine Le Pen and her father, I don't know how far back to maybe the 60s when the Le Pens have been involved in French politics. They've always been in it, but they've never won. Is it their time?
Well, I think it's possible. Again, the polls say that even if she gets into the second round, which is the first Sunday in May, that she can't get a majority. But, you know, a candidate who has come out of nowhere in the past couple of weeks, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, is backed by the Communist Party. He is a true left-wing extremist. And if he survives and gets into the second round, then the French, the vast center of the French voters, have a choice. Do they want a former communist, or do they want Marine Le Pen? Well, and that may be the way she gets in.
I think the fascinating part for the audience is that a lot of people are describing Marine Le Pen as a nationalist a la President Trump, and the far left guy is a Bernie Sanders character, and it's going to be a Sanders versus Trump vote over in France.
Yeah, of course, the circumstances are not really comparable in the sense that Marine Le Pen is a strong believer in government regulation and interference in the economy. The only real free market advocate, François Fillon, is the conservative candidate, bogged down by personal scandal. He's probably the least likely of the four to make the runoff, but he's siphoning votes away from Le Pen. Now, if his vote plummets in the next 2 days, I think the bulk of that could go to Marine Le Pen. She could go into that second round as the leading candidate, possibly with some real momentum.
Here's the other part I think our audience needs to know about. Both the left candidates and the right candidates seem to be very anti-immigrant, specifically calling out Muslims and Arabs. That's the language that they're using. It's very brash, but the left is saying, all the working people, your jobs are being taken by these immigrants. The right is saying we need to make France again, France first, make France great again. It's very interesting to watch, but nobody seems to like the immigration issue.
Yeah, well, look, it's produced tragic results in Paris with terrorist attacks at the Bataclan Theater that we remember, against the various other sites in Paris, and most recently just yesterday. So the terrorist threat, I think, there is a bigger issue than it was in our November election. And I think, again, a lot of people are reluctant to say it to pollsters or to say it publicly, but that hidden vote on Sunday could be the dispositive factor.
Yeah, the latest, and I appreciate your caution on the polling, but there's about a third of the people that are not saying, they're saying they're torn. They don't know who to vote for. So I remember it all just seems like there's a lot of similarities to last November, John.
I think it's entirely possible, but, you know, under this strange French system, a mere plurality is not going to be enough. I don't think anybody seriously thinks any of the four will come away with 50% plus one. So you get into tactical voting questions, and it's just it's a complete mystery. Obviously, once we get down to two, any prediction, you're bound to have a 50% chance of being right.